in the distance there. Alrighty guys and girls, we are heading on a bit of a survival mission and it's gonna be so good. I'm gonna have an entire island to myself. I've got 6 liters of drinking water, soy, chili, lime, salt, pepper. You know what's up. Oh, I've actually got 1 Kendall mint cake if I come into a bit of strife. But you know what we're doing. It's not a hike and spear. It's just going to be an island survival. I've got like a fair amount of gear on me, spearfishing gear and stuff like that, camping gear. But can't wait. It's going to be fun. There's our humble steed for today. Alright, we are locked and loaded, ready to go. Yeah. Got a little baby black tip chilling in the shallows. So this is going to be my island. It's going to be home for the next couple of days. Woo. Excited for this. Alright, so this is it. Tires off. Body! And I got the spear gun, got the cane knife. And this is now mine. Let's go check out the camp, shall we? Alrighty, so as you can see behind me, this is what I've got. I got a whole beach. I'm gonna go and do some exploring. I didn't actually bring shoes on this one because of, yeah, we're on an island. And yeah, we're gonna do some exploring, and basically I'm gonna leave all my gear here and I'm just gonna look for where I think will be the best possible base camp. The good thing is heaps and heaps and heaps and heaps of firewood. It's a shame to be on like a remote island like this and see the amount of plastic bottles and plastic litter, and yeah, it's just a problem globally, I guess. These beer cans and bottles have probably come from all around the world and ended up in this beautiful South Pacific area. But we've got exciting things to talk about because of, yeah, I'm here for 2 nights and basically just gonna survive, go out, spearfish. It's a bit windy this side, you might see behind me. But spearfish, catch a feed. As we were pulling in, there were some baby sharks playing in the surf, which is really, really cool. So hopefully I can film some of those guys. And yeah, looking forward to this. I can see land just over in the distance there. And I could be very wrong, but I think it's Viti Levu. I think it's the main island, but it's a long ways away. Like, yeah, maybe 50k or more. I'm not sure, but this is it. So come check around my pad. I've got my bag of goodies. I've got my fins, cane knife, and tell you what, we might leave the sunnies here and take the cane knife with us for a walk, because of, it's always fun walking on a beach with a cane knife. And yeah, let's go exploring. As you can see, I am going to be fine for firewood. I can see heaps and heaps and heaps and heaps and heaps of coconuts. Maybe give it a climb, and maybe just use the spear gun, avoid unnecessary risks. We'll see if I find one that's like climbable. I miss climbing coconut trees, haven't done it in a while. And yeah, but this is what we got. It's a nice little seat there, flip flop. You know what I'd love to see? Alex from I Did a Thing come to an island like this and just survive on stuff that he can make. That would be cool. So Alex, if you're watching, do it. How cool is all this erosion? Check that. So then we get to a rocky outcrop. And I think I'm gonna head back down the beach and pick my spot. I did come across a nice area, just needs a bit of housekeeping. The cane knife selfie stick just stopped my toe. That's what I've literally just done. Coconut. That was a bit of effort, but we got him. So this was just a fallen coconut that was stripped to the tusk, and we'll use this for cooking or something. Hopefully I can still guess my coconuts correctly. And, anyways, back to camp. It doesn't look much like home yet, but it will when I'm done with it. The most simple, awesome hammock setup I reckon there is. So you literally just go around like that, use your tree protecting strap through here. Everything nice and through. And so that's one bit done. Then, just because if I do things a bit weird, that then comes out. Down. Bit windy. Then we shift her on up the tree. And then you just take the sleeve off. Out comes our hammock. But what I'm going to do for the time being, instead of just having my hammock blow around the whole time, I'm just going to leave it up. I'm going to do a tarp over the top, and then that will be my base. I've got this plant here, right here, but I don't want to disturb it, so we'll just leave that where it is. Tarp next. Yes, 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 yes. Flap, 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 flap. Then we'll just put a stone behind that log, stop him rolling anywhere. We've got a fair bit of shade. And a place for the hammock. Just gonna clear some space. Put all my stuff. That's the coolest looking chair I've ever seen. Thank you, Mother Nature. Oh yeah, a bit heavy. Oh yeah. Shall be my throne. Cool. Alrighty, so this is it. We are calling this Camp Clothier. This is where the wet mammal will stay. I've got the tarp set up. I've got a nice comfy seat over there, knife, 6 litres of water, gun, backpack and everything. And I've just set it out. I'm sat on the outside of the hammock just to kind of be out of the sun for 10 minutes and just catch a breather. But yeah, everything's set up nicely. I've got good wind protection from the tarp, and fingers crossed with any luck that wind should swing around in the afternoon and I should be fairly protected anyways by the island itself. So that's really good. Gonna go on a little mission and grab some coconuts. Yeah, wonder what I might come across. I'm not gonna jinx it. I always say like, oh, it'd be nice if I catch this, and then I jinx it, I don't get it, so I'm not gonna do that. But yeah, this is base. I'm pretty happy with it, to be honest. It's not bad at all. Looking forward to some fresh coconuts. Apart from that, not much else to report on. I didn't manage to cut myself setting up, which is good. Alright, it's time to go get coconuts. Let's go. Almost speared myself in the arm there. So, coconut time. Let's do it. Those are my coconuts. This is a big stick. Let's try and whack out the coconuts. One. see. One more. Three. Whee. Cool. Oh, it's a bit light. Time to get into it. Starting to show signs. Alrighty. Coconut, and you know what? It's got a little bit of water, but not much. Alright, see how we go. There's quite a lot of flesh on this one. Tastes good though. I'm just gonna mouth it. Now this will keep me going. I've got 6 litres of drinking water and the rest is all coconuts, baby. Let's do it. Cheers. We've drank our coconut. Just gonna give it a bit of a crack. Come on. There we go. Beauty. She's open. Let me just eat the flesh. I'm not going to get sick of coconut. You heard it here first. So for a lot of people, these like survival missions will probably be like your idea of hell. Although if you're watching the channel, chances are you like this kind of stuff anyways. But this is where I thrive. I got my coconut. I'm sat on my throne. I got my cane knife. Got a sweet little setup. And then I've got this. All to myself. We might send the drone up and then go get wet. Before I send the drone up and then get wet, I just thought I'm gonna make something. So let's go make something. It's perfect. Din 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 din. Oi. A bit trapped and heavy. It is perfect. Do you guys have any idea what I'm going to build? Whew. My feet are hot. That's a bit better. Alright, cool. Cooler sands. Alright. Nothing like a little cheeky island build. Cutting up some bamboo. We got that. Does anybody have any clue what I'm making yet? Or is it all still just a giant mystery? Numero 2. Alright, so if you haven't guessed what it is yet, it is a bathroom. No, it's not. It's a drying rack. So there's nothing worse than getting out of the water, having all your gear and stuff coated in sand, and just, yeah, being sandy the next day. Like, I'm sandy as is. Look at this. My digging that I just did on my knees. Yeah, so literally just chuck my gear on that to dry out in the sun. I've got no real need to build a whole heap on this one. I'm only here for 2 nights, 3 days, so there's just no reason for me to go wild and build in massive huts and stuff like that. But if that's something that you guys want to see in a future wet mammal video, let me know. I can build. I've done this stuff all my life, and yeah, profit. How good. So yeah, we'll test it out with a bit of load and send the drone up, and then we'll get wet, and then we'll get wet. Don't worry, we're getting wet. Need food. All right, so the wind hasn't died down too much. It keeps gusting up occasionally, and there's like, yeah, a bit of wind, but you know what? It's time to get wet. It's time to get a feed. The drone's been up and about surveying the island. I think I'm gonna go on this point down that away, and yeah, just hope for the best. I've had the GoPro charge in from the solar, and she's bounced from 24% up to 95%. We'll take it, that's awesome. So now it's the drone's turn to charge, and I'm gonna go for a swim. I've got to say, one of my favourite things about having the drone is scouting locations. If you've got a drone, it will give you the visibility on the day. It can be a bit deceiving because you've got a bird's eye view. You've got so much light penetrating through the water, it will always look like it's like really, really good visibility. But once you've used the drone scouting viz for a while, you'll be able to detect what good viz really looks like. This is okay. It's not the best, but it's okay. It's definitely workable. It's a bit windy. I was mainly looking for drop-offs and if there are any bommies kind of out wide, but still super fun to send the drone up and just check out my own little camp. It's cool. And let's just take a moment to appreciate how beautiful Fiji is. Guys, if you're thinking of doing similar trips to this yourselves, especially in the South Pacific, make sure you get permission from the local villages to go and stay on these islands. They're all connected to other villages, and it's just really important that you pay your respects to the chief and make sure that you're not going to go and do some illegal camping. This is amazing. Oh my god, I cannot wait for a haircut. It honestly could not come soon enough. I've just chucked on the Aimrite Lycra, so that's all good to keep me protected from the UV. I'm definitely not needing anything for warmth here. It's like 30-degree water, so yeah, let's get a wet and see what we can shoot. Straight over there, you see? See the bus stop? I hope you can. I'm gonna head straight over there. I'm super excited to get in the water and go spearfishing. I haven't actually used this little 85 Poseidon's roller in a long while, but when you use one aim right, you can transition pretty well from one gun to another. As you can see, the viz is really kind of murky. There's not much going on, but the coral and the colours of the coral down there are absolutely amazing. It kind of feels like I'm in like a weird like ghost town from like Scooby-Doo or something like that. It's just beautiful. Keeping my eye out for sharks. Obviously I'm diving on my own on an island where there could be bull sharks, all kinds of things in the murky viz that just come out and have a crack at me. So you need to stay aware of obviously sharks and stuff like that, but you don't want it to play into your mind too much because otherwise you'll never get comfy enough to hold bottom time. Here you can see there's a couple of moo and a juvie midnight snapper. No. I see a wicked little lyre tail, is perfect table size, dinner for one. Line up a little shot, he doesn't quite behave how I want him to, and ultimately I let him go. No point taking a shot on the fish if I'm not going to secure it, just injure it and then have it flee away and die. It's a bit sad. These little drop-offs were producing decent amount of bait, and the bait was really flighty, which was giving me a good signal that we could be in for jobfish, mackies, trevally, who knows, but definitely some action had happened here. So I'm just checking ledges, see if there's any kind of small trout, small groper around. I'm not after an absolutely huge fish here because I've got no means of preservation other than smoking it and drying it out, and that's a long-winded process. So for this one I just want to take a nice edible fish that I'll eat today and maybe have some for dinner a bit later on. I was being really picky here, like that groper is a good size for one person. I just let him go. Not that interested. Here I'm actually trying to chase down a really fat goatfish, but he outsmarted me. I don't know where he went.
Checking these ledges, as you come round you'll always find trout or groper just kind of holed up in the shadows looking out. This was an absolute devastating dive. As you can see, there's a green jobfish that's just come into the distance. I wish I had the 115 because if that fish would have come home with me. I was a bit eager on the gun and I shot too early, missing the fish, losing my opportunity. There you can see some nice sweet lip down there, but again, I'm being way too picky here. I might have forgotten that I was on an island surviving and I need these fish for food. I finally come across a school of salala. They're like mackerel. In Australia we call them Indian mackerel or largemouth mackerel. Really, really good eating, especially on a grill or on an open flame. Nice oily fish. I shoot one, not my best shot that I've ever taken in my life, and I'm bringing them up to the surface, keeping an eye out for sharks. Can't see any sharks. This is good times. And then the fish comes off. The biggest problem with shooting mackerel is, yeah, they just tear through. I then felt a whole heap of rain hit my back, which was nice to cool me off a little bit, but I knew that I had to get out and make sure the camp was okay. I had one last dive down on my way out. I line up a nice little saberfish who's sticking his head out of this. So I'm diving down. This is the last thing, my last opportunity for me to get a feed. I see a saberfish. He's good size. I really, really rate these fish. They taste delicious. If you get the opportunity to smack one, smack one. But the GoPro decided to die just as I took the shot.
Alright, so that was possibly my least successful spearfishing trip to date. Had an amazing opportunity on a jobfish, missed it. Decided to overpower my gun by chucking the band round the back of the handle, and I've pulled the knot out. I don't know if I can shoot my spear gun tomorrow. I put it on the lowest setting and held the rubber. Shot a saberfish, but whoo, I've come back to camp to discover that sideways rain has managed to cop my bag. All the electrics and stuff that I need to be dry is dry, which is good. So the rain's really like dying off now, but whoo, we're gonna have more rain tonight for sure. And this is the man of the hour, the little saberfish. And boy am I grateful to him. Pissing rain. I'll have to make a fire in here, and yeah, we'll just have to go from that. It's gonna be cozy from here onwards. Stay tuned. Alrighty, so I've just discovered that the GoPro was on time lapse. Wonder how that happened. Anywho's, let's hope it's not ruined all the dive footage. But I'm gonna go get some stuff for the fire. It's gonna be quite damp, this fire, which should be okay for a bit of smoke. And oh, I thought there was a kid crouched down over there. It's like a kid, like kind of crouched. Scary stuff. Scary stuff. Alright, so let's continue on our search for dry bits of wood. There should be heaps. Alrighty, so quick little update. Managed to gather small bits of dry stuff. I don't even know if a fire is going to be like possible at this rate. We keep getting really, really heavy downpours. This could be setting for the night, which would be a bit rough. It's not raining too bad at the moment, but I'll leave the comfort of my hammock to show you guys what it's kind of like. It did look as if in the distance there's some green clouds, which usually means lightning, so this could be in for a while. We've got fish, we've got coconuts, we've got food, so I mean, yeah, just whether we have the coconuts and fish raw, or if we just kind of get a fire going, or we'll see what happens with the weather. So back in Camp Dry, and yeah, it's been like 40 seconds and this stuff is literally past the brim. So time to drink some fresh rainwater. Woo-hoo-hoo. Yummy. It even tastes like Fiji. If that makes any sense at all, it tastes like Fiji. It's good rain. Alright, so it's still absolutely pissing it down. We're just going to get into our coconut, doing this. Alright. That was a bit of hard work. We're in the rain. We're loving life. Oh, I'm gonna mouth it. Tastes better than water, I promise you. A couple of bats visiting the island. And somewhere in here, there's baby sharks. Crabs. Alright, so I'm gonna go back to the camp and try and make a fire now that the rain stopped. There's bats and crabs and all sorts. It's cool. I'm gonna try and make this fire happen. If I can't make the fire happen, then I'll save the fish till tomorrow morning and just have it cooked up for brekkie. I mean, no refrigeration or anything, but it's not particularly warm at the moment, hence the jacket and stuff. All these hermit crabs all along the beach. So cool. Pick this little guy up. See him? He'll come out of his shell, give him a sec. I'll either, if I can get a fire going, I'll cook the fish. If I can't get a fire going, I won't cook the fish. Simples. Right. It is 8:42. I've just decided to crawl inside my sack because, yeah, calling it a night. I cannot get a fire going for the life of me. We've not had rain for about 40 minutes and everything's just still so saturated. In hindsight, it would have been cool to have put some firewood under the top pre-dive and not have to rush out of the water during the dive because of heavy downpour. But yeah, lesson learned today, definitely. Aside from that, yeah, wicked day. Established a nice base, got a good camp. Spearing will be good. We'll go spearing tomorrow and it will be good. See if this rain holds off overnight. The viz should be pretty good in the morning. If it continues all night, who knows. But stay wet, stay fed. Hope you've enjoyed, guys. Catch ya.